Long ago, in a world filled with tribes that worshipped idols and stars, one man dared to question everything. His name was Abraham, known in Hebrew as Avraham and in Arabic as Ibrahim, peace be upon him. He lived in the ancient city of Ur of the Chaldeans, a flourishing center of Mesopotamia, a land of towering temples and endless gods carved in stone. But deep inside Abraham's heart burned a simple question: who created the heavens and the earth? Each night he looked at the sky. When the moon rose, he admired its beauty. When the sun appeared, he felt its warmth and power, yet both disappeared. These cannot be gods, he thought, for the true one never fades. In that search for truth, Abraham found faith in one invisible, eternal God, a belief that would change the history of humankind forever. When Abraham began to preach this message, his people mocked him. Even his father, an idol maker, refused to believe. According to ancient texts, Abraham broke the idols in the temple, leaving only the largest statue standing. When questioned, he answered, "Ask your great idol what happened." His people grew angry, and their king, Nimrod, ordered that Abraham be thrown into a blazing fire. But the fire, by the will of God, became cool and harmless. Abraham walked out unharmed, proving that the unseen Creator had power over all. After this miracle, Abraham left his homeland, obeying the divine call, "Go to the land that I will show you." He traveled westward with his wife Sarah, his nephew Lot, and a few faithful followers. They wandered through deserts and valleys until they reached Canaan, a region that would later become the heart of Jewish history. There, God made a covenant with Abraham, a sacred promise. He told him, "I will make you the father of many nations. Your descendants shall be as numerous as the stars in the sky." In return, Abraham and his offspring would worship only the one true God and follow his ways. This covenant was marked by the rite of circumcision, still practiced by Jews today as a symbol of belonging to God's chosen people. Years passed, Abraham and Sarah grew old without children, yet in their advanced age God blessed them with a miracle, a son named Isaac Ishak. Through Isaac would come the lineage of Israel, the Yehudi nation. Abraham also had another son, Ismail, through his wife's maid Hagar. Ishmael's descendants would become the Arab tribes, linking Abraham as the spiritual father of both Jews and Muslims. But Abraham's faith was tested once more. One night he dreamed that God commanded him to sacrifice his beloved son. The pain of that command cut deep, yet Abraham obeyed. At the final moment, God stopped him and provided a ram instead. It was not the blood that mattered, it was Abraham's willingness to surrender everything for his Creator. That moment became a symbol of absolute faith and obedience. In his old age, Abraham continued to travel across Canaan, building altars and teaching people about monotheism. He was known for his hospitality, always welcoming strangers, feeding the hungry, and spreading peace. When he passed away, he was buried in the cave of Machpelah in Hebron, a site still revered today by Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. From that one man's belief began a chain of destiny. His descendants, Isaac, Jacob, and the 12 tribes would carry forward the promise. They would face slavery, freedom, kingship, exile, and survival, yet the covenant would remain unbroken through centuries of struggle. Abraham's story marks the beginning of the Yehudi people, rooted not in land or wealth, but in faith, the faith that one God watches over humanity and that through obedience and righteousness, nations can rise from the dust of deserts. And so, from the quiet deserts of Canaan, the voice of one believer began to echo across generations, shaping the spiritual foundation of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam alike. The journey of the Yehudi people had begun, a journey of promise, suffering, and eternal endurance. End of Story 1, Prophet Abraham and the Covenant. Next will be Story 2, Prophet Isaac and Jacob, the birth of the 12 tribes of Israel.